the lady whose father it was, who's heading the boat, Kristen Henshaw, her name is, she actually got, I've befriended her, and she said, if you ever want to move to the States, you can work on our farm. Which was quite surreal, I was still trying to talk my mum into it.
So do you have, you go to conventions? You put conventions together?
I did the very first UK one last year, and it was only a small gathering. We had it in Park Street Studios, and we had a special preview of the documentary, which is coming up. But the existing ones, there's only been one official event so far, and that was Jaws Fest, and that was in 2005. But I've been back each subsequent year to meet, because I've made so many friends through all this. So we basically just go over to the island, pick a hotel, and we all just get drunk for the weekend.
Have you come across Richard Dreyfuss on your travels at all?
No. He does. Apparently he's a regular on the island. He does go backwards and forwards. But we're hoping we can secure him for the next one, the next big event, 2010.
Because he suffers from bipolar, doesn't he? Is he depressive, yeah?
Well, I know, yeah, I've heard tales about that.
Because he was on a documentary, I seen a documentary about Stephen Fry.
Yeah.
About his treatment.
Oh, right, yeah.
And he ended up meeting with him in a pub when he was doing the producers in London.
Yeah.
Which he ended up not doing, but obviously it was at that time, and he talked about his time with depression and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's never been sort of covered in any of the sort of Jaws documentaries as such, but I know at the time he sort of disowned the movie because he wanted to, he went on record as saying he wanted it more of his character to come out and more development. But when he saw the finished results, he withdrew everything, and...
Really?
Because the royalties were coming in, he wants to work again, so...
My word. So what's your favourite scene in the whole film?
Favourite scene? Oh, dear.
Very hard, isn't it?
I think it'd have to be the Indianapolis speech, because it adds a sense of realism to... because obviously that sinking actually happened. It just adds a sense of realism to it all. I mean, you don't see the shark very often in the movie, but when Robert Shaw's actually talking about all the guys who went in the water, it just grips you, I mean, they're actually doing a film on that event now. It's going to be based on the true story. It's the guy who did the film called Open Water.
I know.
Chris Kentis. He's been given apparently it's been a project he's wanted to do for years. So he's got the job of directing it. So
when you were younger, right? Yep. Your bedroom wall, not Everton, Liverpool, not pop groups, Jaws all over the place.
Yeah, it was one of the very first movies really to exploit merchandise. There's only a few. I think Planet of the Apes and a couple of Disney films. But when Jaws came along, they thought this is a good idea to market it. So my poor parents were just pestered at every possible turn. Every time we went to Real or to Lacquer, any Jaws t-shirt, any pendant, any poster, every mug, and I kept a lot of them. But obviously I had to get a lot of them back over the years off eBay. And
so have you got different versions of the book and stuff like that? And
Spanish, French, Italian, German.
Yeah,
I don't read them obviously, but yeah, I mean, obviously the UK version's been published so many times, but every time there's an anniversary, they publish a new one. So I just collect, each impression of it.
Does Peter Benchley know of your interest in the film?
Unfortunately, he died just over a year and a half ago now. He actually attended Jaws Fest 05, and he was taken aback. He said, "I'm glad I came now," because to him at the time it was just a book. He got it out there and he forgot about it. Obviously, he got money over the years off it, but when he actually met all these people on the island who were in awe of him, I think he was very touched by that. But sadly, he's no longer with us now.
Do you know if they talked about remaking the film? What would you think about that?
I'd go and see it, but I'm dead against it. I'm dead against the sequel, and I'm dead against the remake, because, I was
going to ask you about the sequels were poor, really, weren't they?
Yeah. Second one was good, and I know some of it was shot in the vineyards, but I think 3 and 4, the novelty value, but nothing more for me.
Nothing at all. So you'd be against them remaking it? Because I've got to say with my hand on my heart, I mean, I love the film, I really do, but I think some of the scenes, especially with the shark gets on the boat at the end with Robert Shaw, I think, you can almost see seams. I don't think it's that great an effect, is it?
It's something, when I first met everyone online and we were talking about the film, because, we dissected everything, it's, to me, the shark is one of the less impressive things. It's great to look at, for its time, it was incredible. But when you see too much of it, it does sort of ruin the effect, But basically what they've said when they were producing the movie is that virtually all the scenes they could shoot with the shark actually working were used in the movie. And for me, in a way, less is more,
Because it was hardly ever working anyway, was it?
No, well, they had 3, and it just, float to the bottom of the water, or, just...
It's gone
on them,
But you had the left-hand side one, didn't you?
There was the
left
to right, right to left, and just the main one on a gimbal. And they obviously didn't, take into consideration what the sea can do to, props like that, the salt water just destroyed the thing,
So, I mean, I know you're a massive fan of Jaws, but you must be a massive movie fan anyway.
I do like me films, yeah. You know, I like Clint Eastwood movies, I love comedies, I love the old Hammer horror films.
Has anything come close to taking this interest away from you?
Probably not, no. It's just it just keeps me busy now, you see. I'm, with all the conventions and stuff I do as a hobby, electronic music and mixes, based on it. I'm busier than ever with it, Yeah, I don't see any end in sight.
So you've got this exhibition at the shop in Bowl Street.
Yeah.
Which is it starts Thursday, doesn't it? At Microzine.
There's a VIP night on Thursday, and it opens to the public on Friday.
Right.
This is the 1st of August.
So will you speak at this event, Edward?
No, I'll just be there shaking hands and drinking, probably. So.
Yeah, so I'll be definitely come along there myself. So all your stuff's going to be there.
Yeah.
Your Ben Gardner head with the poppy out eyes. Helen's terrified out of her life.
Can you just shift it away from me? It really is.
Oh, no,
don't turn it round. It's horrible.
Now, he's not a very dumb or very smart chief. He's gone under the boat. He's gone under, chief. Yeah, do you remember that?
I remember that bit of the head, the geezer floating up, doesn't it? Just floats out.
It just floats out. Well, the one on display from Thursday is a different one. It's got hair and it's got an eye missing, so it's even worse.
Oh no,
it's just as well as in breakfast.
Edward, just turn it round, honestly, because it is frightening.
Is it scaring you?
It just looks like Peter Lorre to me. That
it does.
Edward, thanks for coming along and sharing
thanks for having me.
Your very, very big interest in the film, Jaws. I love the film, and it's great to talk to someone who's as sad as me, if you like.
I could bore you for hours with this. But
So good luck with it. How long's the exhibition on for?
It runs for a month, and it's free entry. It's just in Microzine. I think it's open between about 10 and 6 each day. And that's 7 days a week, so...
And if anyone's got any memorabilia in the loft, any Jaws memorabilia, they might have... the severed leg that fell to the bottom of the leg.
I don't think my mum would be too happy. I'm going to need a bigger house, I think.
I'm going to need a bigger boat, Chief. Edward, thank you very much indeed.
Pleasure, thank you.
Coming up this week, Ian, again, another full basket of surprises for the listeners' delectation. What's coming up this week?
Yeah, it's very busy, isn't it? And it's too hot to go in galleries now. Oof, touch wood. On Thursday, 31st of July, at Microzine, the shop in Bold Street. They've had the Anthony Brown exhibition there, or merchandise there for a while. And this Thursday, there's a thing all about Jaws. That's the film, Jaws. There's a guy, what's his name? Edward McCormack, who, ever since Jaws first appeared, whenever it was, a long time ago, wasn't it? Has been a big fan, and he's set up websites and so on. He started collecting memorabilia, and he's going to show all this in the shop, and presumably he wants to sell some of it as well, I should think. There's not just posters, but like the actual arm that was used in one of the films with looks like there's all blood coming out of it, and so the severed arm. He's got that on show, and other props, original movie posters. So that'd be fun. I'm not a big fan of Jaws. Well, in fact, I've never even watched the whole thing. I get bored and switch off.
Ian, what can I say? You've never seen Jaws? It's an absolutely brilliant film. I think it was 77 it came out, because I remember being far too young to see it. But no, it's an absolutely brilliant movie, and it'd be quite good to go down there, have a look, see what goes on there. Thank goodness it's not making reference to Jaws from the James Bond films, the man with the big metal teeth. But yeah, and as far as I know, is it a Disneyland thing in Hollywood? They have or Warner Brothers, they have the big Jaws attraction where it still comes about the water and scares people as they're going past. Jaws. Okay, so that's coming up at Microzine and continues through August. Sounds really great.